Welcome back to Let's Play Dr. 2. Man, I'm tired today. Been tired the past 2 days, actually. I've just been like, last night I was like, slept all night, no snoring that I know of. I mean, really, when you think about it, how could you know whether you snore or not unless someone actually tells you? But anyways, that's off subject. So, in short, I'm just like, today. So, we're going to start on today's route, although that'll take a while, and I noticed something while scrolling through the walkthrough. She has an alternative ending as well. Am I correct in this assumption here? Because it does point out a save at a certain point for leading to a normal ending, so I guess it's like the Nanaka thing where it's just like there's no credit sequence, it's just like kind of somewhat abrupt ending in a different way. But anyways, we have filled delay. Yeah, what he said. Silently, cherry blossoms danced in the air. We might as well pay attention to it, because we will have plot eventually, maybe. Surprisingly slowly, like the plot, without making a sound. Cherry blossoms were fluttering to the ground as far as I could see, as if they were trying to color this canvas, as if they were trying to add color to this blank white world. They were gracefully dancing in the air. They were so very beautiful, amazingly beautiful, that even I, who was all alone, who could only shiver, who was so lonely, and who was so lost, found myself fascinated by that beautiful scene. Therefore, I thought that this must be a dream. It was a blank dream, a dream within a dream. Although I knew I would wake up any minute, I still longed to dream. It felt like my heart was brimming with new expectations. It felt like I could shed a tear as I basked in the sun. And it felt like I was waiting for spring to come in the middle of winter. As I dreamt, I squeezed a hand that was stretched out towards me. It was a warm hand, in this freezing cold world. In the snow, I seek out its warmth, and squeeze it. That was the beginning of my dream that announced the beginning. The beginning of this visual novel. Matchwood party content for the third time in a row. Seriously, happens every time. The names aren't even translated in the intro. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen the intro. How long ago was it? It felt like it's been forever. Well, it's technically 2 intros, isn't there? The common route intro and then the actual route intro, which is the same for every character. Or is it? You ever fallen asleep in class before? I don't think I have. But it must happen. Never really expanded on the dog, did it, really? Starry skies and snow. Merry Christmas, it's not Christmas though. Not even in-game. The bright sunshine on my eyelids set my optic nerve all alight. You got nothing on Naoki's wake-up call where it's like, Asadeyo. Still, that still is, well, it isn't like it's stuck on my mind or anything like that, but that is like printed into my memory. From that, I know how to say that now. It's one of those things you hear it enough times it gets stuck in your head. Sweet scents, sweet voices, and soft sensations, breath faintly touching my skin. What's this lovely wake-up call? I stretched my arm out to turn off the alarm. Squish! I touched a strangely soft switch. What is that sensation from? Even in dreams, he's dense. I felt my cheek being pinched. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt, but it made my mind start clearing up. I slowly opened my eyes. Then I saw Otome and Yume peering at my face up close. What are you doing? But just staring at you as you sleep, is that not creepy for you? They even admit it. You know, if someone went into your room and just was looking at you as you were sleeping, would you A, be freaked out, or B, embarrassed, or C, both? Or maybe D, none of the above and something else entirely. I'd be like, you know, this is why I try to keep my face away from anywhere. Well, I don't actually, I just kind of lie on my side. God knows if anyone walks in and just looks at my face and just like, look at his sleeping face, look at his sleeping face. I don't think anyone's ever done that, because usually I'm awake whenever anyone opens the damn door, but they never realize that because I don't say a word. What a pair, they are sisters after all. Their marvelous smiles and sensual words almost made me smile. Oh no, well, I guess that too, but why are you sleeping here in the first place? Can you imagine how awkward it would look if they actually did? Just one single bed, 3 people. She poked my cheek as she spoke, and you just know that if that were the case, Yoshiyuki would be knocked onto the floor. Yume poked my other cheek, trying to compete with her sister. And then if you add Sakura into it, 4 people, Yoshiyuki would be like, probably kicked out the window instead. Just like, no, make it so he can't climb back into bed. Just like, is he alright? Don't worry, he's a protagonist and he's just comedy anyway. It's not like he's in serious trouble or anything. Now if it was real life, we shouldn't have done that. Their soft fingertips poke my cheeks. That reminds me of something. Just like, you've got like, there are anime like Gintama that kind of like break the fourth wall and all that. I wonder if any anime is like done that. Just like does put someone in serious harm and just be like, it's alright, he's a comic relief character, he'll survive. Just like, just because I'm a comic relief character doesn't mean you should do it, but that's what comedy's all about. What, get physically abused? Yes. That's not right, though. Oh, come on, you're only an animation. But I'm alive! You're only alive because you think you're alive. You're actually a fictional character. Well, what are you? A fictional character. Well, why are you so calm about it? Because the writer wrote me that way and wrote you to be, well, crazy. I'm not crazy, damn it! And so on. Don't know where the hell was going with that. The elder sister poked mischievously, and the younger sister poked bashfully. What's with this situation? We always sleep together. Who does? 3 of us sleep together? As I became speechless, Yume puffed her cheeks in objection. Oh, come on, who isn't a sleepyhead when they first wake up? I mean, show me one person who wakes up and is just like, ah, yes, brand new day, you don't do that. You're just like, fucking hell, 5 minutes. I do not know anyone who wakes up so effortlessly like that. As she spoke, Otome closed her eyes. She slowly brought her face closer to mine. Yume closed her eyes too. Is this a dream? You're only now starting to think that it's probably a dream? Yeah, it must be. How could this be happening for real? Well, who cares? There are two beautiful girls in front of me, and our faces are so close we can feel each other's breath. That's right, this is a dream. At that moment I became bold. I became invincible! No, I'm God! Since I know this is a dream, there's nothing to be afraid of. Have you ever had that happen to you in a dream? Just like, wait, hang on, this is a dream. Oh, right, dream, yeah! I can do anything now! And that's usually about the time you wake up and you're like, ah, shit. You should never refuse a meal set before you. I'll thankfully bite into this delicious situation. Okay, here I come. My meal ended with a hard kiss. Why are you referring to a meal? The sensation of something flat was on my lips. I heard the class president Sawaimaya's voice. So we're in class now and I was just asleep? I tried to let my brain work at full speed. If I remember correctly, the class president suggested talking about what to do at the Christmas party during our extended homeroom. Slum. Well, it scared me. I sat up with a start and looked at the blackboard. What you looking at, you bastard? The class president was clenching her fist in annoyance as she glared at her classmates. I'll fucking glare at them too. Except they don't have any eyes. What a scary sight. I don't have any matchsticks. Wow, wait, this is serious. My eyeballs would pop out. My partners in crime, Suganami and Itabashi Wataru, both chuckled quietly. I sat up straight as I rubbed my sleepy eyes and then looked straight ahead. Anyway, we have to decide what we're going to do at the Christmas party, and you know what? This has absolutely nothing to do with them, so, despite the fact we went maybe quarter way into this scene, I say, a skippity skip. A halty halt. We'll do this manually just to be safe. Yeah. Get to the choice, get to the choice, get to the choice, get to the choice. Everyone looked at me. When have I acted before? I voice acted, but I've never actually physically acted. You won't have to, it's a puppet play. Oh. It shall be... Yeah, fucking get on with it. God damn, I can't hold it that long. Get to the point. He's plotting nothing. We never get to see anything. Get on with it! Who do you side with, Yoshiyuki? Just make your decision. Make your decision! Which side? Which side will you choose, Yoshiyuki? Get the damn freaking choice already! I should have just skipped the whole way, then it would have just automatically gone right to it. Come on now, enough of this nonsense. Choice, please. Choice. Get to the point, Sakurai. I'm with you on that one. Huh? There were already votes counted on the blackboard. Fucking pick already. As expected, a puppet show and a haunted house have even numbered votes. You've gotta be kidding me. My vote would decide. Well, puppet show? Don't worry, Tsugunami, we'll get the haunted house for Yume's one though. I want a puppet show, I guess. There was no significant meaning behind my decision. I just thought fancy was more suitable for Christmas. Sighs and joyous roars filled the classroom. However, they started talking about a puppet show immediately. You know, I always look at things like this and just think, how the hell do they have their hair like that? And you know what? Some days I wake up and part of my hair literally is like up like that. You know, you get bad hair sometimes, like some of my hair would literally be in a kind of curled curve kind of thing, like this or that. I'd look in the mirror and just be like, what the fuck? But I'm still just baffled by it, because how could you keep that going at all times? Surely it would just go bleh after a while, or just like going through your hair like that, you know? But it doesn't. It's in place. Setsuga talked excitedly. It'll be a lot of work, but it'll make good memories. You are correct, Tsugunami. We will save that for next time. And I don't mean, like, the next part or anything, I mean the next route. I just thought of a silly, absurd idea. It's like, we'll have a puppet show for Christmas. I just thought of an alternative kind of puppet show with a different title as well. How Godzilla Saved Christmas. That would be an interesting story right there. Godzilla saved Christmas, although he did destroy a lot of buildings and a lot of people died, but hey, it didn't show them dying. I mean, buildings fall down all the time when Godzilla's around. You ever noticed that? It's just like, the Godzilla movies, I haven't really watched them, but the clips you see from it is just like, all these buildings getting knocked down, destroyed, like they're just made of freaking Legos. And you're just like, you know, there's gotta be a lot of people in it. That'd be considered like an absolute mega kind of tragedy right there in real life. But it just kind of gets passed off, doesn't it? Just like, oh, well, you know, monsters destroy buildings like it's just like pushing over a sandcastle, you know? I just like, nobody's just like, oh my god! It's ridiculous when you really think about the damage they do. I mean, damn. I suppose that's the point of monster movies, though. Thus we decided to promote the puppet show for our last event at the Affiliate Academy. Man, despite how many times I've heard this music, I still haven't randomly come across it on the guitar like I usually do with a lot of music that I hear a lot of. That happens to me a lot. I'll just listen to a song and listen to it enough, and suddenly I'm playing on guitar without even realizing it at first. I left the classroom as soon as homeroom ended. I headed to the principal's office. I wasn't called in for doing something bad. Well, I have been called in for that before, but not today. I had something to deliver. Knock and knock. Excuse me. I didn't hear any response after I knocked. Maybe she's out. I talked the doorknob and it was unlocked. Maybe she just stepped out for a few minutes. I guess I'll wait inside then. Then I guess I'll skip. Harry Mo is in a room. Anytime I freaking see Harry Mo, I think of Haribo and those freaking adverts I remember seeing as a kid. I can't remember how it went. Something World of Haribo or something like that. Just change it to Harimo. And so we learn. Well, I'm getting kind of flashback to the first time I saw this scene. Remember my reaction to that? It went something along. What? Something like that, wasn't it? It's just like, no way, that's absurd. Looks are very deceiving. Hell, voices are deceiving as well when you really think about it. I mean, imagine a kid, like, say 12 years old, and he has a voice like, say mine. You'd be like, no way. But I imagine that happens. Just like, no, that's impossible. Also notice my voice, when I'm not, like, sounding all goofy, when it's just my plain normal voice, it's freaking deep, man. It's just wow. I stretched as I heard a bell. I turned around and saw Suganami standing with a meaningful smile on his face. Sure, I don't care. How about you, Wataru? It's also kind of a bit the opposite of it, really, isn't it? It's like, looks can be deceiving, voices can be deceiving, you know. A kid could have a deep voice, or an adult could have a voice that you'd expect from a kid. It's just... particularly notice that in some Japanese voice actresses. Like, they'll have this kind of voice, just like, where they sound younger than they actually are. Then you look up the age, and they're just like, they're in their 30s or 40s? And then, when you actually see how they look like, you're just like, what? Look like they're in their 20s. But they're in their 40s? But, mind... So maybe that's why they do that. I called over to Wataru, who had his face down. He waved his hand without lifting his head. He was completely lethargic. Don't say something so sickening. I probably made this comment long ago as well, but that reminds me of, what was the name? Was it Miyu from Little Busters? Had a similar kind of character to her where she just like look at Riki, and whenever Kyosuke's around or something like that, you just be like, yes, that pair could work. You know what? Before all this, I always thought, after Coco's route and her liking of sexy clothes, I'm starting to reconsider it. Maybe she is into that. There's a possibility she may have magazines of the sort hidden somewhere in her household that we never saw. Behind us, the three girls at Tsugeka are having their own fun. What are they thinking anyway? So, where did we go, in the cafeteria or the store? Oh, it's that place, is it? Well, skippity skippity do skip. Halt! I don't care what you have to say. I got punched by a robot today. She has the best route so far, in my opinion. And who said a suggestive word? That wasn't suggestive, but it sounded misleading in Japanese. So the translation note mentions. I think she said something like penis or something like that. And apparently, it sounds similar to that. I don't really know, I can't remember. It was a long time ago when I checked the translation notes. Inside the gym, it was rather noisy with a row of students. Seriously. Every time it's like indicating that it's really noisy and crowded here and we see nothing in the background. It just kind of feels a bit lacking. The whole gym was packed full of people. Look at this. See all the people? Okay, just let's get on with it. It was more full than usual because both the students from the main and affiliated campuses were gathered here. So what's today's assembly about anyway? I see, so what are you doing this time, Tsuganami? I'm sure you're plotting something, aren't you? Tsuganami, hand on shoulder. I'm so sorry that we never get to pay any attention to you in this, because really, whatever it is you do in the background sounds much more interesting than half the stuff that we see sometimes. Seriously, it would provide great comic relief. Where were you in those moments, damn it? Same here. After we told him off, we faced forward. No, seriously, man, can we at least get to see what Tsuganami does at least once? I mean, there was that one time where he took over the student council room or something like that, and that looked like it was going to be amusing, but boring Yoshiki was like, sod this, I'm going home. He's just like, Yoshiki, not only you dance, but you walk away from an interesting scenario. You... A voice echoed from the PA system. The voice was very clear and firm. I looked just below the right side of the stage. An energetic-looking girl with short hair was there. She had a bright smile. It was Kosaka Mayuki-senpai. She was a sophomore at the main campus, just like Otome. She was the vice president of the student council. She was very popular among the students because of her active and friendly personality, and her curl right here, which is pretty much similar to what I described with my hair. Sometimes in the morning, my hair literally goes up like that. Only with anime characters, it's not just simple bed hair, that's their actual hair. The hair is styled that way, and it never goes down. Well, not that we know of. Maybe like in the anime version, maybe we see the hair actually move down and all over the place. I don't know, I haven't seen it. However, I wasn't a big fan of hers. Why is that? Or just generally not really interested. Everyone in the gymnasium paid attention to the stage. She slowly made her way up to the podium. Her long hair fluttered. Her soft voice echoed. Whoops. Her words continued smoothly.
やっぱり乙女先輩っていいよな。もうたまんねえよ。ルックスよし、成績よし、性格よし。優しくてしっかり者でその上料理もうまい。
I'm trying to think of something that we know of Otome's personality that he could say to Wataru that make Wataru go, no way. But no, I mean, with Yume, that one's pretty obvious. Just like, you know, at home, she just like, and then Yume would immediately smack him across the head to shut him up before he says anything.
しかも、すげえいい匂いがするんだよな。俺、乙女先輩の匂いで飯3杯は軽くいけるね。これマジで。
Shut up, Wataru.
うんだよ、別にいいじゃんかよ。俺はお前と違って遠くから眺めることしかできねえんだからよ。とは言っても、授業の一環として行われる行事です。各人とも節度を持った行動を心がけるよう注意してください。ああ、俺も乙女先輩みたいなお姉ちゃんが欲しいわ。よしやけ、やっぱてめえ羨ましすぎんぞ。
I call her my older sister, but she isn't my real sister, though.
ますますいいじゃねえかよ。俺も美人姉妹のいる家に居候してえな。
Wataru groaned behind me.
それでは皆さん、楽しいクリスマスパーティーにしましょうね。
Otome smiled at everyone. Her smile made us all feel warm. I heard sighs from everywhere in the gymnasium. The sighs came from all the fascinated guys.
やっぱたまんねえよ、乙女先輩。あー、くそー。
Ouch, what was that for?
うっせえ、お前はこんくらい甘んじて受ける義務があるんだよ。
The guys around us nodded with him.
家に帰ってから乙女先輩に会えるなんて羨ましすぎるぞ、お前。
He's right! All the guys agreed with Wataru. Their eyes were bloodshot. There's nothing I can do about that, can't you see?
これだから恵まれてるやつってのは、チキショー。
That hurts! Not only is he dense, but he has delayed reactions. The all school assembly ended and everyone lazily filed back to their classrooms.
だよな。なんつうか最高のお姉ちゃんって感じ。うん、頼りがいあるし、優しいし、綺麗だし。ああ、羨ましいな、この野郎は。
Quit saying that already.
って噂をすればだね。
Akane pointed ahead of her. There was Otome surrounded by a crowd of students. President, what should we do about the navigation and the safety issues regarding crowding? But, okay, I understand. Otome-senpai, to make announcements of the PA work more smoothly during the party, I think we should talk to the broadcasting club. You know, the way I read that line really fast there, don't you just hate it when people talk really fast like that? They like right up and you just like, blah, 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 blah. Speak slowly, slow the fuck down. I understand, Otome-senpai. Asakura-san, regarding the ingredients for the temporary cafeteria organized by the cooking club. Okay, I'll check with Kosaka-san. Everyone asked her one question after another, and Otome answered each one efficiently. However, the number of students around her didn't decrease. She looks as busy as always. You know, I'm just picturing like a crowd of people around her at all times. She's just walking, just like this, that, and then someone's like, "Oh, they said, man, can I have your autograph?" Writes it down. Just, my dreams come true. And just like lots of people just constantly asking her. She's just like, yes, this, and yes, you can do that tomorrow. Yes, this, that, next week. Get away from me. Give me some room.
でもすごいよね。テキパキと仕事をこなしていって。なんつうか、完璧？理想？最強？全然気取ったところとかないしね。
She doesn't have much time to boast by the looks of it, really, though, would she? Everyone was praising her. I could totally understand what everyone was saying. But there surely was an ideal older sister. Well, yeah, the exception being, if there's anyone she boasts about, it's you, isn't it, Yoshiyuki? Hanzu muttered quietly. She's right, there is an exception. My eyes met with Otome's eyes. Her eyes opened widely. Then Otome smiled. But it was too late. Before I could do anything, Otome ran up to me. Otome patted as she stood in front of me. She was smiling so sweetly her smile could melt me. She came close to me and reached for my collar. She was so close to me, her sweet scent tickled my nose. It was just like a newlywed going, "Dear, your necktie isn't straight, whatever would you do without me?" Go around with my tie like that, I suppose. Wait. Oh, that's too tight. So tight then? She buttoned up my collar as she spoke to me. She looked satisfied. I'm fine, by the way. Are you sure you should be doing this now? Aren't you in the middle of working? She answered immediately. This isn't okay at all. Can't you feel it? Everyone is looking at us. Damn it, I envy him. Hey, is there something going on between them? The rumor is they are brother and sister. What, brother and sister? That doesn't sound right, does it? Shit, Otome-senpai's mine! I could hear people talking about us behind our backs. I felt so uncomfortable. She tilted her head. Everyone got quiet all at once and tried to listen in. All the male students looked at me, anticipating a proper response. You better not say anything stupid. I know. Sorry, I have something I have to take care of. She drooped. How dare you disappoint Otome-senpai! What the hell do I say then? Somebody help me, please! Thank God for you, Mayuki-senpai! Ray of light. I saw a halo above her head. Sure, go right ahead. I waved my hand. Mayuki-senpai dragged Otome by the collar. Otome delivered the final blow to me with a smile as she was dragged by Mayuki-senpai. The air around me froze. I felt hands on my shoulders. Wataru-sama? Why would you call him that? His hands were grabbing my shoulders so tightly they were about to crush my shoulders. The guys around me nodded at the same time. I guess it's the final curtain on my life. Been a bit over-dramatic. Hanzu gave a sigh of amazement from next to me.